Good afternoon, everyone. Sound is fine. Okay. So, last class we were studying about components of a vector, right? Yeah. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me just know everybody has understood how to add vectors, right? How to add vectors using either you can use parallelogram or you can use triangle law. Okay. Fine. So how to add vectors is once you understand that, then we can learn about components of a vector. By the way, when the components are perpendicular to each other, when the components of the vector are perpendicular to each other, what kind of components we call them? Yeah, Karthik is fine. We call them rectangular components. Okay, fine. So if components of a vector are perpendicular to each other, we call them rectangular components. Okay, and by components it simply means, for example, if you add this vector and this vector, you know from parallelogram, if you add these two vector, you will get this vector, right? So now what we are saying is, we are saying these two are components of this. So this picture should be clear in your head. Yeah. So when I say by adding these two vectors, we get this vector, then it means these two are components of this vector. So that is the first thing you have to understand. And how to remember it in a very easy way. You all know if you add this and this, right, you get this. So in that case, what we can say, this and this are components of this, right? It's a simple way of remembering. All the students have joined, right? 65. Okay. Any new student who are there, please, first you have to come to the physics WhatsApp group. Stalin will help you. And second thing is, see the previous videos. Otherwise, all these things will be very difficult to understand. Yeah. So this part is clear or not, that why we are calling these two components of this vector? Because if you add these two, we get this vector. So we can call them components of the vector. So that part is clear, right, for everyone? Okay. One more request is, please come on time, okay? If the class starts at 2 o'clock, try to be 1 minute or 2 minutes before. I will come sharp at 2 o'clock, but you should try to come at least 1 minute before. So that, you know, the moment I come, I can talk to you for 1 minute like that and start the class. So we are going to learn about rectangular components of a vector and many other things related to components of a vector. So let us start. Okay, so first thing we will study is to find components of a vector in xy plane. First thing is we will study how to find components of a vector in xy plane. Okay, so imagine this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. Last class I told you x-axis can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be always horizontal. It can be here also. The only condition is x and y should be perpendicular. What is not clear, Channa? Why are you answering so late? Okay. So x-axis should be along the horizontal, y-axis should be along the vertical. If you keep x-axis along the horizontal, y-axis should be along the vertical. But you can also keep x-axis here. In that case, your y-axis will be where? Here. Okay, so don't think I may do it for this, but we will later on apply for this also. Are the words clear for other students? Is the voice clarity is there? Yeah. Sometimes internet will be little weak, so you will have to wait for some time. You will have to wait for some time till it becomes clear. Okay. So now in this xy plane, let us imagine there is a vector a bar. So this is a vector a bar. Now a bar is given to you. You have to find components of this vector a bar. Now when I say a bar is given, it means magnitude of a bar is given, matlab this length is given, this length is a, and angle will be given. This angle will give you the direction. So they should give you this length and this angle. So these two are given. So please understand, okay, when I say a vector is given, it means the magnitude and direction. In this diagram, direction can be found from this angle. Okay. Now, how to find components of this vector? Very simple. From the tip of the vector, you drop a line like this. Okay. And then from that tip of the vector, you draw a line like this. So this is a line drawn perpendicular to x-axis, and this is a line drawn perpendicular to y-axis. Okay. It's okay, no problem. This is a bar. So now you know from parallelogram law that if I add this vector with this vector, then I will get this a bar. So these two are called rectangular components of a bar. So to name this, let us call this point O. Let us call this small letter a, small letter b, small letter c. This a, b, c are just names of these points. Just to label the points. To label the points, I am using a, b, c, o. Okay. So what I am saying here is OB bar, this OB bar and this OC bar are components of this vector, which is a bar. You can call a bar or you can say OA bar. Fine. Okay. Now I want to find these components. So last time, if you remember, I told any vector, suppose here there is a vector b bar and there is a unit vector b cap. Then the relation between b bar and b cap is b bar is magnitude of b bar, matlab this length into b cap. Now that b cap, you can write something else also. You can write n cap, then you have to put here n cap. Already this I have explained in the previous videos. If you have not understand, please revise this part. Okay. Now look carefully. Let me call this length ax. So what is ax? The length of this vector. And what is this vector? This vector is what we call, this vector OB bar is called x component of a bar. And this vector we call y component of a bar. And I hope you understand why we are calling it x component of a bar. Because I told you first, these two are components of a bar. Now this vector is, this component is along which axis? This component is along which axis? X axis. So we are calling this component x component. x component of A bar. Similarly, we are calling this OC bar, since this is along y-axis, we are calling it y component of A bar. And this length we are writing as AX, and this length we are writing as AY. So this length we are writing AX, this length we are writing AY. So AX and AY are basically magnitude of the components. Why magnitude? Because it is just length. Now, I will be very happy. By the way, along x-axis, we always choose unit vector I cap. And along y-axis, we always choose j cap. That is historically. Okay, since olden times, in every textbook and whenever teachers will teach, they write for x-axis unit vector I cap and for y-axis unit vector j cap. Now, listen carefully. This OB bar, this OB vector, right? I can write this as magnitude times which unit vector? This OB bar vector. I cap or j cap? I cap. Why I cap? Because I cap is along this vector, OB bar. But what is magnitude of OB bar? Magnitude of OB bar I have written as AX. So I can write AX I cap. Fine? Okay. Also, this vector you see, OC bar. Can you tell me how I can write directly? Can you write this part directly here? What is the length of OC bar? Length matlab magnitude. What is the magnitude? AY. What is the unit vector in this direction? I have taken j cap. Fine. So OC bar, this vector can be written as magnitude of OC bar. Magnitude matlab this length. And unit vector in this direction, which I have written j cap. So now you can see this original vector A bar can be written as OB bar plus OC bar, right? Because from parallelogram, this vector plus this vector is this vector. And what is your OB bar? AX I cap plus AY, OC bar is AY j cap. So this is very, very important. So this is how we write a vector in terms of its components. A vector in terms of its rectangular components. This component is called X component. This component is called Y component of A bar. So I hope everybody understood. This is your A bar. This is your component of A bar along X axis. This is your component of A bar along Y axis. Why we are calling these two components? Because if you add these two, you get this vector. So obviously these two will be called components. This is along X axis. So we call this component X component. This is along Y axis. So we call this Y component. Now I want to write this vector in terms of this vector and this vector. Matlab, I want to write this vector in terms of these components. So for that, what I have to remember, this vector is this plus this. And this vector, how to write this vector? Magnitude I have written AX, magnitude, times unit vector. So any vector is magnitude times unit vector in the direction of this vector. Okay. Similarly, this vector OC bar can be written as magnitude of this, which is AY, into unit vector in this direction, which is j cap. Okay, fine, understood. Now, look here, look carefully here. How many symbols you can see? 1, A bar, AX, I cap, AY, j cap, right? Out of these 5 symbols, 2 of them are just numbers, Which are they? Out of these 5 symbols, two of them just represent numbers. Which are those? AX and AY. AX and AY, because AX and AY is what? Length of the vector. Length of the vector means magnitude of the vector, and magnitude is always a number. So this is a number, this is a number. Okay. So let me give you one example of this. First you write this quickly. Okay. So now, as an example, let us say somebody says force vector is 5 I cap plus 3 j cap Newton. Okay, then it means 5 is the component of this force along x-axis, and 3 is the component of this force along y-axis. So can I now show this in a diagram? Can I now show this in a diagram? So suppose this is x, this is y. Okay. Channa, just keep on watching. It will become easy. Anything new is difficult. When I was studying ABCD for the first time, I did not write only properly. My teacher and my parents had to beat me and all to keep on, writing. So initially it will take time, but once you first observe, then do some examples and then do some applications, everything will be very easy. Okay. So look here now. Suppose this is y-axis, this is x-axis, and this is the force vector 5 I cap plus 3 j cap. Then how will you represent this in a diagram? First you tell what is the x component. Here, what is the x component of this force? X component of this force 5. And what is the y component of this force? Y component is 3. So what you have to do is you have to draw a vector here whose magnitude is 5. So this is your fx. And then you have to draw a vector along y-axis whose magnitude is 3 Newton. 3 Newton should be slightly shorter than 5 Newton. This is your 3 Newton. Then this will be your force vector. Okay, so this is one example I've shown you. Okay, write down. So this is how vectors can be represented in the form of components. This is how vectors can be represented in the form of components. Okay, fine. Now, let us learn how to find components actually. Okay, so suppose they say, question, if a vector has magnitude, if a vector A bar has magnitude A and it is at an angle theta with x-axis, then find the components of the vector. When I say components, I mean x and y components. X and y components, which are rectangular components. Okay. So write the question. So how to answer this? So first they are saying what? A bar has magnitude A and it is at an angle theta with x-axis. So imagine this is your y-axis and this is your x-axis. Now draw the vector. So this is your vector A. Length is A. In symbol it is written as A bar and this angle is theta. Right? Okay. Now what I want is the x and y component. So let me construct this parallelogram. So this is your x component which I write ax, and this is your y component which I write ay. So this vector and this vector. So I want to find ax and ay because we have to find components. So ax and ay in terms of given quantities. What are given quantities? A and theta. So this length is given, this angle is given, this is ax, this is ay. Okay. So what can I use to find ax? If a is given, theta is given. Should I use cos theta formula or sin theta formula? Please understand, this vector's magnitude is given, this length is given, this angle is given. We have to find components. We have to find components means what? We have to find ax and ay. So we will use cos theta. So cos theta will be what? Adjacent is ax. Adjacent is what I want. Hypotenuse is what? Hypotenuse is, should I say a bar or only a? Last time also I have told. Hypotenuse I should write a bar or only a. Yes, very good. Only a I have to say. Because when I apply this trigonometric formula, I am applying for lengths. So this is the ax is the length of this vector. A is the length of this vector. So I have to write a. So ax will be a cos theta. Okay. So using, you can write here using. So using this formula, we can find the x component. Now let us find y component. Now let us find sin theta. What will be sin theta in this diagram? Opposite side is this. But look here, if this is ay, this is also ay. Correct? No. If this is ay, this is also ay. So sin theta will be, opposite side is ay, hypotenuse is a. Cross multiply. Ay will be a sin theta. So using these two formula, we can find components of the vector if the magnitude of the vector is given and the angle with respect to x-axis if it is given. Okay, one question for all of you. Suppose they say the vector is making angle theta with y-axis. In this question, theta was what? Angle made by the vector with x-axis. In exam, they may say y-axis also. So if this is theta, then what will be here and what will be here? What will be here first you tell. If this was theta, yes. If this was theta, then this one will become cos and this one will become sin. Okay, I hope you all understood. Let me explain once more. Usually this is how they give the question, but sometimes they may do like this. Look here. They may say the vector is making angle theta with y-axis. Then you can see now, again this will have two components. This is your y component ay, this is your x component ax. But now you can see if this is theta, this is also theta. So now your ax is opposite side of this angle. So now ax will be a sin theta and your ay, this ay, which is your adjacent side. Adjacent side will always have cos theta. Adjacent side will always have cos theta. Opposite side will always have sin theta. So this also you mention if they give here theta. Okay, if they give theta with y-axis. I have given theta with x-axis. Okay. Write down. Please write, okay? After writing only something you will understand, and then as it keeps going, it will become more easy. Okay, done. So try one problem, all of you. Try one problem. I will only do it, but you also try. A body is thrown with a velocity of magnitude 10 meter per second at an angle 60 degree with horizontal. Okay, find the horizontal and vertical components of velocity. So here, which is the vector we have discussed? It can be same, Advait. If it is same, then it will be, angle will be 1. It can be same. If you don't want to write equation 1 and 2, it's okay, no need to write. I just wrote it. Okay. Try to solve this question now. Because those two equations will give you components of the vector along x-axis and y-axis. So this you try. So first you have to understand which is the vector here. Velocity is the vector. So you can give some symbol. What kind of symbol should we give for velocity? V bar. Right? V bar will be a nice symbol. V for velocity. Since it is vector, V bar. Magnitude is 10. So this is your magnitude. Magnitude we write without the bar. Without the bar we write magnitude. And this is the angle theta. And it makes angle theta with what? With horizontal. Right? So let us solve the problem. Let us say this is horizontal. Then this will be, let us say, my x-axis. Then my vertical will be here. This is my vertical, which is my y-axis. Okay. Now, in the question, what they have told, there is a body is thrown with what velocity? 10 meter per second. So magnitude is 10 meter per second. Magnitude. So you have, how do you represent velocities in physics? How do you represent vectors? By drawing an arrow. So you draw an arrow, and this length will give you magnitude, which is given to be 10 meter per second. So this is your magnitude, V bar. And this angle is theta. Right? So it will have two components, like I was discussing before. This is one component, Vx, and this is one component, Vy. And since theta is here, this will be adjacent side or opposite side? This will be adjacent side or opposite side? This one. Adjacent side or opposite side of this triangle? Adjacent side. And with adjacent side is always hypotenuse into cos theta. Please memorize that. See, cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. Cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. So if you cross multiply, adjacent will be what? Hypotenuse into cos theta. So your adjacent side is Vx, which we have to find. Will be hypotenuse is V, this length, into cos theta. So this is similar to which formula I wrote? Ax equal to A cos theta. Before I wrote, no, Ax equal to A cos theta. Now we are writing in terms of velocity. So Vx equals to V cos theta. So what is V? V is the magnitude of the velocity, that is 10. Angle is 60 degree. So this will be cos 60 is half. So this is 5 meter per second. Okay. So this is the x component of velocity. What will be y component of velocity? V sine theta. Right? This is your opposite side. Right? This side is same as this side. So that will be 10 sine 60. 10 sine 60. That will be 10 root 3 by 2. So that will be 5√3 meter per second. So this usually comes for your 2 marks in your exam. Okay. Yeah, fine, Chandana. So this is how we have to find components of a vector. Those who have missed the last class, please revise first. Otherwise, it will be difficult to understand. So till now, what we have learned here, please see something important now. Note, whenever a vector makes angle theta with x-axis and y-axis, okay, now you should be able to do faster. Now you should be able to do faster. So if there is a vector whose magnitude is a and it makes an angle theta, no, Vx is x component of velocity. Velocity should be in what units? Meter per second. Vx we found no already. Vx we found already 5 meter per second. This is Vy. Channa, you are not watching properly or what? Vx was 5 meter per second. Vy is 5√3 meter per second. Okay, now look here. So if they see components of velocity will be velocity only. So unit will be meter per second. Now look here. Next time, if I say there is a vector which makes an angle theta with x-axis, then fast you should be able to say components fast. So this component will be a cos theta, which I write as ax, and this component will be a sin theta, which I write as ay. So this ability you should be able to do fast. Okay. Sometimes students will do like that. Sometimes students will do like this also. If this is your A, they will take one component here, one component here. It's the same thing. So if this is theta, this will be A cos theta, this will be A sin theta. So this is called your X component, this is called your Y component. Okay? So either you do this way or this way, it is the same thing. Either you do this way or this way, it is the same thing. Okay? So whenever a vector is given, you can take two again and again I'm saying why we are calling it components, because if you add this and this, you will get this, no, according to parallelogram law. So if you add this and this, you will get this. So these two are called components. What are we going to call it? Okay. Now answer this question for 1 mark. They ask, listen carefully. If a vector is along y-axis, matlab this time the vector is not making some angle theta. Directly I am telling you the vector is along y-axis. Then what will be its x component and y component? If a vector A bar is along y-axis, then what will be its x component and y component? Try this once. Try this once. If you are able to do, no problem. If you are not able to do also, no problem. I will do it. But at least try. Thinking is important, no? So what I am saying is this vector is not here. It is here. So in the diagram, if I draw, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. And where am I drawing the vector? No, Stalin, I am not saying the angle, there is no angle. I am not giving the angle with y-axis. I am telling the vector is along y-axis. Angle will be, Abhigna is saying 0. Okay, look here. Everyone, look here. I will answer it. What is this theta? Angle made by vector with which axis? This theta which I have written is angle made by vector with which axis? X-axis, right? Now suppose I keep this vector along y-axis. Matlab here. So if my vector is here itself, if my vector is here itself, then what is my theta? What is my theta? 90 degree. Huh? So what will be my x component? A cos, x component is a cos theta. So a cos 90. What is a cos 90? 0. Then what will be my y component? A sin 90. A sin 90 will be what? Right? A sin 90, not sin 90. Sin 90 will be 1. A sin 90 will be what? A. This means what? This means if a vector is along y-axis, listen carefully. Stop now. Stop writing. Stop now. Stop. 1 minute. Okay. 1 nimsha. Okay. So if a vector is along y-axis, look here, then there is no x component. See, x component is 0. And the whole vector is itself y component. So if a vector is along y-axis, it will not have x component. Here there will be no component. And the whole vector will be your y component. So to understand this, look here. How did we define components? Look here. If this is your vector and this is your x-axis, listen carefully, look carefully, ma, please. These are the starting stage. Starting stage, everything will be slightly difficult. But if you try to keep listening and try to solve problems, it will become easier. So if this is a vector and I put x-axis here and y-axis here, then this much is your what component? X component. From here you drop a perpendicular. This is your x component and this is your y component, right? So this is your x component. From here you drop a perpendicular. Here, yes. This is your x component from here and this is your y component. Now see what happens to this x component, this length you see. Decreasing or increasing? Decreasing or increasing? When it was here, when the vector was here, this was the component. Then it is going like this. So when it becomes like this, there is no x component. Similarly, see, this is your y component. No, this one. See what happens to y component? It increases. And when it becomes like this, the whole vector becomes the y component. Keep this in mind. Same thing you can try for if a vector is along x-axis. So now can you tell me? Yes. Correct only, Neha. That is what I was about to say actually. So now if a vector is along x-axis, what will be its y component? 0. So that is something very important. For 1 mark they will ask you, for 1 mark. If I write down somewhere, okay, let me write this way. So this is one of the most important concept. Okay, a vector has no component perpendicular to itself. Matlab, if there is a vector here, there is no component perpendicular to this. No, this is for board exam, of course. Okay, if I say 1 mark, it is for board exam. So if a vector is here, if a vector is along y-axis, then it cannot have x component. So please understand this part easily. So here theta is 90 degree, a cos 90 is 0. Everybody should know cos 90 and cos 90 is how much you should know, sin 90 is how much you should know. Kirtana, see here. See, Kirtana, first what you have to realize. First you have to understand what do we mean by components. So when you have a vector like this, okay, A bar, you can divide this into two perpendicular components. So if you take one here, other should be taken here. We call them rectangular components. Rectangular components. So this is one component here and this is other component here. You can write there also or you can write here. It doesn't matter. If you write here, it is also okay. If you write this here, that is also okay. So this is your x component of A bar. This is your y component of A bar. Or you can say this is your y component. So if this angle is theta, then this AX is A cos theta. And this AY is A sin theta. Kirtana, this much you understood? Kirtana? This part you understood how these two formulas are coming? These two formulas are coming from cos theta and sin theta formula. Cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. Sin theta is opposite by hypotenuse. Okay. So now the question was, if this vector is not at angle theta, but it is here. So if I say my vector is along y-axis, then this angle will be how much now? This will be the angle 90 degree. Oh, so since it will be 90 degree, just put theta 90 degree here. Kirtana, are you understanding that if this vector was here, this angle will be 90. You understood that part? If this vector is here, x-axis is here, this is your theta. If this vector was here, then angle will be how much? 90 degree, right? So then put 90 degree in this formula. You will see x component will be 0, y component will be A. So what did you learn? If a vector is here, there is no component here. If a vector is here, then there is no component here. Right? Now try to generalize. So let us repeat. If a vector is here, no component here. If a vector is here, no component here. Similarly, if a vector is here, then no component will be here. So a vector has no component perpendicular to itself. A vector has no component perpendicular to itself. So please remember this sentence, very, very useful sentence. Later it will be again useful. Okay? Fine. So till now, what did we do till now? A vector is given, a vector, thank you and all, no, it's okay. It's my job only. But if you don't understand, no, then please ask me. Don't just keep quiet. I have students, you will not believe. I have taught students who do not understand English also nicely. And they have also understood. So I can give you examples from, nursery level to higher level also. I can talk about black holes also if you wish some days. But the point is you have to tell me if you are not understanding. Otherwise, see, if you feel little difficult in class, you can call me also. There are many second PU students who understand by talking to me through phone also. Okay, so please do that. So till now what we have understood, if there is vector, we can take its components perpendicular to along x-axis and along y-axis. So if this is the vector A, we can take component here and here, right? Let us now try to do some different questions. Look here. Look carefully. Okay. Extra concept. So look here. Suppose I say there is a vector like this. Concentrate now, concentrate. When I write only A, it means magnitude of A bar. When I write only A, it means magnitude. Now, this vector will have no component along x-axis. But who told x-axis should be only here? So let us change our x-axis and y-axis. Let us put x-axis here. Then where should be my y-axis? Perpendicular to x-axis. Right? So now my x-axis is here, y-axis is here. This is a vector a bar. Now you can see I can break this vector into one component here. From the tip you go like this and one component here. Yes or no? Accepted or not? This is accepted or not? That these two can be called components of this vector. These two can be called components of this vector. Yes or no? Because if you add this and this, then also you will get this. Now, so if this is your A, one component you know will be A cos theta. Other component will be A sin theta. Which one will be cos depends on angle, where I write angle. If I write angle here, then this is my this is my adjacent component, adjacent. So this will be A cos theta and this will be A sin theta. Okay. So please remember this also. Don't see, many students will stop up to this point, but this is also important for entrance exams. By the way, whenever I teach for entrance, whenever I teach for some concept which is only for entrance, not for board syllabus, I will write this kind of symbol. Okay, so when I write this hashtag, it means only for entrance. Okay, so please remember, students, this also. Okay, students, can you tell me, let us say I draw one vector maybe here. This is my, let's say, G vector. Why to write always A only? Now let me take x-axis here, y-axis here, and let me write this as theta. Then this will have, this G vector will have one component here, one component here. Because by adding these two also you will get this. Now this will be cos or sine. This will be cos or sine. It will be cos. So it will be G cos theta and this will be G sine theta. So please remember, adjacent side will be cos, opposite side will be sine, and that is because of your the way trigonometry is done. Cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse, sine theta is opposite by hypotenuse. Those who have not understood, you just make one triangle here like this. Sorry, you make a rectangle like this. Okay, and then apply sine theta formula. So for cos theta will be adjacent ax by hypotenuse a. So ax will be a cos theta. But don't do this in entrance. In entrance, you should be able to say fast. Yes, yes. They can give x and y anywhere they want. So those who have not understood how this a cos theta formula comes, please revise whatever I did before. Okay, that will help you. Okay. So now, till now what we have done, till now we have found components of a vector by knowing the magnitude of the vector and the angle. So again I am repeating. If they give this vector as A, length is A, and this angle is theta, this is A cos theta component, A cos theta, and this is A sin theta. Please memorize that. If this is A, this is theta, this will be A cos theta, this will be A sin theta. And if this is theta, then this will be, if this is theta, then this will be A cos theta, and this will be A sin theta. No, A also you have to say, no, this is the whose magnitude you are writing, some vector's magnitude. So if this is A and this is theta, this will be A cos theta, this will be A sin theta. And if this is theta, this will be A cos theta, this will be A sin theta. Okay, keep in mind. Okay. Now we will do reverse. Reverse means if components are given, मतलब ax and ay, find magnitude and direction of the vector. So till now what we did, vector was given मतलब again what, this a is given, this theta is given, a is given, theta is given. We have to find components. This is ax, a cos theta, this is ay, a sin theta. Now ulta मतलब now components are given, ax and ay are given to you. You have to find magnitude and direction of the vector. So how to do? Let us again draw one diagram. So this is your y-axis, this is x-axis. In board exam, this is how they will keep usually. This is your vector a, this is theta, this is x component ax, this is y component ay. So this time I am not going to write ax equal to a cos theta. Why? Because ax and ay are given to you now. You have to find this a and this theta. Now, can you look the diagram and tell how to find a in terms of ax and ay? Only in terms of ax and ay, because what is given? Components are given. So if you see the diagram, you can see this is a right angle triangle. So a can be written as directly root over ax square, this component square, plus this component, and this component is same as this ay plus ay, right? Yeah, root over also we have to say root over. No, you cannot write ax plus ay, Monisha. It is not a scalar quantity which you can directly add. Okay, so you have to find this magnitude. So this length I want, given this length and this length. Okay, so root over ax square plus ay square. Now I want theta also. So this will give you magnitude of the vector. This will give magnitude of a bar. Now I want direction of a bar, this vector. So I want this theta in terms of ay and ax. Can you tell me how I should represent? Should I use sine theta or cos theta or tan theta in order to write this theta in terms of ay and ax? Because remember, ax and ay are given to you. Only ax and ay are given. Tan theta we have to use. So tan theta if I use, I can write opposite side is ay, adjacent side is ax. So this will give me direction of a bar. Okay. So four formulas all together we have studied. One, these two is ax, a cos theta, ay, a sin theta. Revision also I'll do tomorrow, don't worry. So this will be ax equal to a cos theta, ay equal to a sin theta. When will you use this? To find components. If they give you the magnitude and the angle. This is when will you use this formula? If they give you components ax and ay, and they want you to find magnitude of the vector and direction of the vector with respect to x-axis. Okay, let us do one example of this. By the way, students, this in some textbooks you may see like this. Don't worry, I can write like this also. No, it is the same thing. I can write like this also. Yes or no? Because a means what? Magnitude of a bar, and magnitude we write modulus. Okay. Question. A vector, let us say b bar, equal to 4i cap plus 3j cap is given. Okay, find magnitude of B bar and direction of B bar. Okay, so they have given you this vector in this vector in the form of components, you see. So what is the x component of this vector? Vx. Look the formula. What is the x component of this vector? X component. Directly don't tell the answer. First you tell me the x component of this vector. 4. You remember no how we write any vector? Ax I cap plus ay j cap. Okay, so this is a vector way. This is writing vector in terms of components. So the x component of this vector is 4 and y component is 3. So first they want magnitude of this vector. So magnitude means modulus b. What is the formula I told? Root over bx square plus by square. Root over 4 square plus 3 square. That will be 5. Right? And direction, how to find? Direction you have to find by giving angle. So tan theta will be by bx. By is 3, bx is 4. So here only we have to stop. Because since it is 3 by 4, we cannot find theta from here directly. If it was 1, if this was also 4, this was also 4. If this was also 4, this was also 4. Then this ratio will be 1. And if tan theta is 1, what is theta? If tan theta is 1, theta will be 45 degree, correct? But here we cannot tell directly, okay? So here for direction, you can stop here only. This is magnitude. Right, fast. So in diagram, if you want to see, the vector given is b bar. This is your x component bx. This is your y component by. This is along x. This is along y. Okay. And this angle we have to find. This length we have to find. Bx was 4 and by was 3. So this b you can find by use this formula. Theta you can find by this formula. Done, right? Okay. I still remember, students, I will share something. When vectors was taught to me, it was taught by a very good mathematics teacher. His name was Brother Lane. Brother Lane, okay. And he came to our class and he brought tube lights and all, tube lights and some sticks and all. And then he taught us vectors using that. Nobody understood anything. Whatever he did, only he understood. He was teaching, laughing. Nobody was understanding. But now when I think what he was trying to do was, see, if you take a stick like this, stick, okay, try to understand this, very interesting. And this is the floor, okay. And if you shine light from here like this is light. Then there will be a shadow, yes? Yes or no? There will be a shadow here. Agree or not? The shadow will be how much? This much. Yes or no? This will be the shadow, right? Yes or no? Agree or not? This will be the shadow. So that shadow, this shadow he told is the component of the stick along the floor. Component of the stick along the floor. Understood? So if this length is A, this is your AX. So now if you make the stick like this, if you make the stick like this, you can see the shadow will decrease. The shadow will decrease. And when the stick will become like this, there will be no shadow on the ground. There will be no shadow on the ground. Okay. So this is what you can do to think in terms of components. So in many textbooks, they write this X component of A bar as projection of the vector, this vector along x-axis, if this is your x-axis. So the reason why they call it projection is because if you project light from here, you will see the shadow, this much shadow will be projected on the floor. This much shadow will be projected on the floor. So we also called components as projection of the vector along some axis. It could be x-axis, y-axis, and some other axis, it doesn't matter. Okay. And to find y component, what will you do? To find y component, what will you do? See, now you are saying awesome because I am explaining it properly. The way our sir did, no, was full confusing us. So we couldn't understand only what he was doing. Then along y-axis, suppose you want projection along y-axis. What will you do? To find shadow here, what will you do? You will shine light this way. So if you shine light this way, you will get shadow here. And basically those shadows are the components of this vector along x-axis and y-axis. But that time we thought sir has become mad only. Okay, now sometimes we are not interested to find x component also, y component also. Sometimes they will say there is a vector whose magnitude is A, angle is theta with respect to some line. And they will say what is the component of the vector along the line. So how will you answer? There is a vector whose magnitude is A, and I want component of this vector along some line, this line. So again, what will you do in terms of that light? You shine light this way. So if you want component of this theta will be mentioned, this theta will be mentioned. So if you want only, so if you want only component of this vector, very good Sakshi. So if they want component of this vector along this line, what will you do? You will drop this perpendicular, then this is the component, right? So this will be the component of this vector along this line. What is this line? Any line, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, any axis, I don't care. Can you tell me what will be this quickly without wasting my time? In terms of A and theta. Sakshi, can you tell me this quickly? If this is A, this is theta, what will be this? A cos theta. And that is true for any vector, any line. So tomorrow I may show you one vector here. And I may show you one line here. And if I ask, what is the component of this vector? What is the component of this vector along this line? This component. So this component, if I ask, that will be again A cos theta. Because this is the adjacent side of this triangle. This is the adjacent side of this triangle, just like this is the adjacent side of this triangle. Okay, so please remember this. Now, before we stop the class, we will discuss one entrance topic only for entrance syllabus. Even these concepts are for entrance only. So let me repeat whatever I have discussed till now. So if there is a vector A bar, you can break this vector into two components, Ax I cap, Ay j cap. If you multiply with I cap, it becomes a vector. If you write only Ax, it means this length, If you multiply by I cap, it becomes a vector. This is along x, this is along y. If you add this vector and this vector, Ax I cap plus this, you will get this vector. Students, can I write like this? Can I write like this? Can I write like this? Yes or no? Y means yes, N means no. Yeah, we cannot write because this is vector. These are just magnitudes. Magnitudes matlab number. So number plus number will give you number. But I have told you million times, a vector is not a number. That's why this I cap and j cap are very important when you want to write vector. And if you want to know magnitude of this vector, root over this ax square plus ay square. Right? So these formulas we have done. To derive this formula, just draw this triangle here and apply Pythagoras theorem. Apply Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Now, I will try to explain vectors in 3D. Till now, whatever vector I took was in xy plane. So x was here, y was here, like this, and vector was on the plane. But it is possible, this is your x, this is your y, and this is your z. Okay, this is your x, this first finger is your x, this is y, which you are not able to see, and this is your z. So it is possible for x, y, z to be there, and the vector is not in the xy plane, it is not in the yz plane, it is not in the xz plane, it is somewhere in space. Then how to find components? That is tricky, but still you can easily understand. So look carefully. First you look carefully. So this is x, this is y, this is z. Now since this is 3D, you have to do some imagination, okay? Because in board I can never draw 3D diagram because board is two-dimensional. Board is two-dimensional, right? So it is difficult to draw three-dimensional object, but try to observe. I'm sure you will understand. Now look here. Imagine there is a vector somewhere here, like this. Now, please understand this vector is not on the xy plane. It is somewhere like this. Okay, I am not able to. So I will draw a cube and explain. But before that, first you try to observe. If this is a vector, then what I do, I drop a perpendicular on this plane, xz plane. Then from there, I drop a perpendicular to x-axis. Then I drop a perpendicular to y-axis. Let me see the diagram. Oh, not so bad actually, but this is looking little. Now let me see. Now it's little better. So are you able to imagine this? How many of you are able to imagine this? If not, also no problem. I will draw another diagram that will help you a lot. Okay, so you have to think this vector is out of x, y, z. So this is x, this is y, this is z. The vector is here. Okay, fine. So those who are feeling little difficult, like me, I used to find very difficult to imagine 3D objects. So what you can do is like this. So you can do like that and think here is your x-axis, think this is your y-axis, think this is your z-axis, and then from the origin to this point, you have to imagine this vector A bar. So this black vector A bar is this. So from here you draw a perpendicular on XZ plane, then this line, this line. I think now it is more, now you are able to imagine more, right? So think this way. Okay, now look carefully. From here to here, that will be your AX I cap, because that is the component of your A bar along X axis. Okay, AX I cap, because this is parallel to X. Similarly, this is this vector. It is parallel to which axis, this vector in my diagram? This vector is parallel to which axis? Z axis. So this will be my Z component. Which component? Z component. We write this as AZ. So AZ only if I write, it means length. Then I multiply with unit vector. Now which unit vector shall I write for Z axis? For X axis, we write I cap. For Y axis, we write J cap. For Z axis, obviously we will write K cap. And then you take this vector. So this vector is parallel to which axis? This vector. If you bring it here like this one, and this one. It is parallel to Y axis. So this will be my, this vector will be my AY J cap. Now apply polygon law. Polygon law. Polygon law, I hope everyone remembers. This vector plus this vector plus this vector is which vector? This vector, right? From the tail of the first to the head of the last. So this is your first vector. So if I take this component, and this component, if I add, which vector will I get? This vector plus this vector plus this vector. If I add, which vector will I get? This vector plus this vector plus this vector. I will get A bar. So I can write in 3D how to write the vector A bar. AX I cap plus AY J cap plus AZ K cap. Okay. Directly also you can write. So now you have to think, this is 3D diagram, so it may be confusing. So if you try to imagine little bit, it will be helpful. Try to think this cube. Channa, this cube may help you. So you go here along X, then you go along Z, then you go along Y. Okay. Channa, if this is X, this is Y. If any point is there, how many numbers you need to represent the position of this point? Quickly tell me. How many numbers you need, coordinates you need? How many coordinates you need to know the position of this point? Channa, can you tell me? If a point is in XY plane, how many coordinates you need? 2 coordinates, right? This is one coordinate X, this is one coordinate Y. Fine, okay. Now think in XYZ space. So now once we talk about 3D, it will be XYZ. So XYZ. XYZ. So now the point is somewhere here. Here. So you have to go X, then you have to go Y, then you have to come out Z here. Understood or not? So first you have to go X, parallel to X, parallel to Y, then parallel to Z like this. So you will come out of the board. No. It can exit, but in imagination it can exit. Neha, mathematicians do not restrict themselves. So mathematicians will study n-dimensional space also. Later in your studies, if you continue to study physics, when you will study about black holes and all, you will apply general theory of relativity. So there they will study about n-dimensional space, n-dimensional space. But in our day-to-day life, we only talk about 3D space, x, y, z. Understood? Left and right, back and forth, up and down. Left and right, back and forth, up and down. So 3-dimensional. But mathematicians can go beyond. They will study n-dimensional. What they will do? They will write one more a something cap like that. So please remember, in no, it's not 10D, it is 4D. Okay. So in 2D dimension, in 2-dimensional space, how do you write vector? A bar, ax I cap plus ay j cap. In 3D, what you have to do? Ax I cap, ay j cap, then az k cap. So ax I cap, ay j cap, az k cap. Okay, so time is taken as the 4th dimension while studying about general theory of relativity, not in Newton's theory. So what we study in first PU is Newton's theory. So in Newton's theory, time is considered as completely separate. Time is considered as something which keeps flowing. Okay, and it is not supposed to be confused with space. So space is one entity, time is another entity. Don't try to merge them in Newton's theory. Later, when you study Einstein's theory, they will do many things. Okay. So now, let me see how many of you will be able to answer this. It is based on pure logic, nothing else. So in 2-dimension, we write any vector in terms of components like this, right? And how do we write the magnitude of this vector? The length of this vector, root over ax square plus ay square. So if I give you this number and this number, you can calculate this number. This is in 2-dimension. In 3-dimension, we write a vector ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. Correct? What are these 3 numbers? X component, y component, and z component. Fine. Now I want to know the magnitude of this vector. How to write magnitude of this vector now? Any idea what I should do? Derivation, there is no need to do. But if I write magnitude of a vector this way in 2-dimension, in 3-dimension, how will we write? Cube root, huh? No. How it will be cube root? If this is the length of the vector in 2-dimension, in 3-dimension, how will you write? K cap cannot be there, Raksha. While writing magnitude, there cannot be any cap, because see, this is number. Magnitude should be number. So in magnitude, only the magnitude of the 2 vectors should be there. I don't want I cap, j cap in this formula, because this is magnitude. Magnitude should be number. So it will be root over ax square plus ay square plus az square. So please remember, not cube. Cube root is not, it's square root only. It is square root only, but you have to put one more term here. Just like here, you added one term extra here. No, so you have to add one term extra here. That's it. Shall I show the proof of this? You want to see the proof of this or not required? Okay, so let us try to understand how this comes. It is not required for exam. So look here, it's very easy actually. So look here. Proof of magnitude of a vector is root over x component square plus y component square plus z component square. So let's try to prove this. X here, y here, z here. This will be the last topic for today. Let me draw a little longer. Let me go. Now you have to imagine. Okay, if you can't imagine, it will be difficult. Okay. Yeah, of course. If you are interested, you can write. It will be always beneficial. No, one day your sister may ask you what is the proof. So that time you should be able to explain, right? Yeah, sister or brother or neighbor. Okay, look here now. So let us imagine this vector. This is my vector A bar, whose magnitude is A. Now this is your AX. This is your AX. And this is your parallel to Z. So this is your AZ. And this is your AY. Now look carefully. This length, try to observe carefully. So in this diagram, you can see this is 90 degree, right? So this is AX, sorry, this is AZ. So this is AZ. So try to understand, see, where is this AX? Where is this AX? AX is here, right? AX is here. AZ is out of the board. So AX is here, AZ is here. So if I draw this line, this will become hypotenuse. So this will become hypotenuse of these two. Agree or not? This will be hypotenuse of these two. Agree or not? Yes. So what will be this length? This length will be root over AX square plus AZ square. Right? Now see, this line is on XZ plane. This line is AY here. So this vector is again hypotenuse of this is hypotenuse of this and this. So this A is hypotenuse of this and this. Accepted or not? So this line is where? This line is on XZ plane, right? This line is on XZ plane. This line is here, right? So if I draw this, this is hypotenuse of this and this. So your A will be root over this square. This square matlab this square. AX square plus AZ square plus this AY square. So then if you rearrange, it will be same as this. Correct? No? Fine? All of you understood this? Yeah, we can apply diagonal of cuboid formula also. So this vector plus this vector plus this vector is this vector, and then this vector plus this vector is this vector. So we'll stop for today. Any doubt is there related to whatever we have completed? I want to talk to new students for some time. Okay. So I want to talk to new students, those who have joined recently. So can you just tell me how many of you are there? Just raise your hand. Understood, but how many? Abhigna is there. Okay, fine. So students, see, you have to go through differentiation and integration videos. I have tried to explain in a very easy way as much as possible. Much more easier than what I was given when I was studying. So I have tried to make differentiation and integration very simple for all the students. So I want all of you to go through those videos, because now we are going to complete vectors. After that, we will start motion in a straight line. First, we will start motion in a straight line. So that time, the knowledge of differentiation and integration will be needed. However, I will revise once. For everybody before I start kinematics. But while revising, no, I will not be able to do all the details. While teaching, I do all the details. While revising, I will do only the important things. So please go through the videos, and if any doubt comes, please message me or message in the group. Fine. And those who are new, please give them, share your number with Stalin. Stalin, can you share your number? Yeah, Abhigna has. So this is the number. Those new students, please join our physics WhatsApp group. There we keep discussing problems, something which students have not understood, or sometimes I myself give some problems to solve. So in today's class, if there is any doubt, you can tell. Otherwise, we will end the video. Thank you.